Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of A Chapter a Day Keeps the Doctor Away. My name is Alan, otherwise known as Hisui, and I'm from ReverseNews.com as well as the Speakeasy podcast. And this time I'm looking at Chapter 447 of Hayate the Combat Butler. A lot changes in 10 years, like getting a promotion, maybe? And this is just a really weird chapter. Like, a lot of the individual parts I get, but, like, I feel like I'm missing a greater joke. Unless this is just supposed to be, like, a super surreal-esque, almost Adventure Time episode. Because otherwise, it's just kind of a head-scratcher. I mean, it starts off with Athena, and she's supposed to meet this murderer that she knows on the island. And before we can see who they are, it cuts to Izumi, and, so it's this weird thing where they're once again talking about video Koshien, as if they didn't start it, but it was this thing that other people had started and that they could win. But obviously, I mean, I don't think that's a accident. They're obviously still talking about it, like pretending like they didn't make it. And so Risa and Miki are like, "So, Izumi, where's your super cool video for Video Koshien?" And she's like, "Because whoever doesn't get into the finals, they're gonna get what do you call it? A flesh-colored, punishment." And Izumi's like, "Whoa, that sounds really naked and really indecent." So, but wait a minute. We're all gonna lose because all our videos are gonna be stupid. Because remember when we all showed our videos to Hayate, they all stunk and they all fell apart. So, we'll all lose together. And then they're like, "Oh ho ho, Izumi." And Mickey's like, "Here's my footage of a giant squid, first time captured with like 10 years of video." And then, Risa's like, "And look, here's my behind the scenes documentary of The Wind Also Rises." And, one, it should be mentioned that they keep mentioning that once again, Hayate is technically still supposed to be taking place in 2005, although every once in a while they clearly throw in stuff like a 3DS or a PlayStation 4, and they're basically like, ignore it. But, we're gonna make this joke about, PlayStation 4, but, still pretend that it's 2005. And so, I did a little research, and that, 10 years of footage about the squid is actually a real, like, big deal, was like not even just a big deal in Japan, but a big deal around the world. This, like never seen before video of a giant squid. I mean, there's like BBC articles about it. So, it got an insane amount of ratings when it was on. So that's what that her video is obviously a reference to. And then, The Wind Also Rises, quite possibly Hayao Miyazaki's last work. Definitely did not come out in 2005. So, Zumi's like, "Those are totally in the future. Stop warping time to make your jokes and current references. We're in 2005. Or so we keep saying." And so, yeah. So she's like, "Fudgy fudge. I better make a video." So she's like, "All right, there's all those videos where you slowly see the flower grow. What if I do the same thing with the fish?" And then, she's doing it and she's like, "The fish is never in the same place. And, every day I can't get a picture of it. No." And then Katsatsu is like in one of his few, like, saying, I guess just when Hayate is not around, he's actually like a decently, normal guy. He's like, yeah, that's not gonna work. And then, he's like, you should go to Dad. He's pretty smart about these things and, promotions and growing things. And so we learned some interesting things about her dad. Not that we didn't think he was already kind of a psycho, but apparently, if he doesn't like people at the company, he what do you call it? Gets them labeled as drunk and gets them fired because he gives her a bottle of Remy Martin XO, which I know that it's a cognac from working at a liquor store back in the day. It's actually like one of their highest. I think it's their highest level cognac other than like, crazy, like super special brew stuff. But it's pretty much like one of their highest levels. I think it's about $155 US around now for, like a standard bottle. I think they have like super like holiday and like anniversary special ones, but we're not talking about that. Just that didn't seem like still it's 150 some expensive stuff. Not, crazy insane like $3,000 bottle stuff, but not the casual hooch. And so not that cognac is usually that cheap anyhow. But so she's like, I'll use this super cognac as, superfood for my fish. And so she keeps feeding it and it just basically grows limbs and then learns to talk and, freaks everybody out and then it escapes and it, apparently somehow worked its way through the island and then that thing jumps Athena and then she's saved by Hayate's brother and so the real conversation begins. But that was just so weird. Like, and he's like, I like little girls, the fish monster. And I feel like there's gotta be some joke about promotion or growth. Maybe it's like some kind of like weirdo Pokemon reference or something. Or, maybe to Gaio, that weird messed up fish horror thing. But ah, it was such a weird story where she feeds this, she basically feeds cognac to this fish and it becomes this weird, like, Slayer fish monster and goes around and tries to molest Athena at the end. And I'm like, there's gotta be either some weirdo reference or some kind of, like, Japanese, like, kanji pun that I am totally just but man, this was such a weird break from, the whole like curry competition arc. Just, all right, Hada, you got me. I don't know. That is what it is. Maybe like if I was like a deep level otaku or like a native Japanese person, I'd be like, oh, I see what you did there, Hada. But if anybody knows, they can leave in the comment section. But otherwise, I'm just gonna chalk this up to be really weird. Alright, see you guys next chapter.